She's not happy because I had to raise my voice to make her stop. Not like yell or anything, but like, you gotta get up on the, you know, she's needy. Hi. Not the intro I was planning, but she's in my face. So I want to document this whole hip medical fiasco I'm going through because I want to see how it progresses over time, and I'd like to keep people up to date on it and keep, hopefully, my facts in order. I don't know why I put this box here. This is a horrible place for this box. Just put it there for now so it doesn't fall during the video. So for people who didn't see this video about the unboxing when I kind of explained my whole health issues and history I'm going through. You should watch that if you want the full story, but I'm gonna give a quick like backlog of it and shorter, in less than 58 minutes. I'm gonna try and do it in under 5. Before we start, if you notice my face is all red and poofy and squishy, it's because I did microneedling like 2 days ago, so I'm still in the squishy, smooshy, reddish phase, ain't I? Oh, Joe, boy, you're gonna face butt me. My nose itches because it's healing right now. So, long story short, in the summer. No, not summer. In March of 2023, my hip began to hurt while I was exercising, and I thought, okay, I'll rest for a few days. It kind of went away, but kept coming back every time I tried to work out again. Wow, my nose really itches. And I thought, okay, it might be bursitis. I had bursitis when I was in my early 20s, and it was a pretty severe case to the point that if I rolled on my side, I'd scream myself awake if I was sleeping. And so I was like, I'll rest it. So I waited a few months and it's not going away. I waited the 6 to 8 weeks, they say, is the max time. It did not go away. I started, so I was offloading onto my left leg, which ended up not liking that because I was going down the stairs and I put a partial tear in my patellar tendon and my fibula locked up. And wow, my nose. Is it you? Is it you I'm allergic to? No, I am allergic to your saliva though. Okay, can we lay down, please? Can we lay down? Mama wants to do the video. Mama loves you, and Mama will snuggle you later. Thank you. So, anyway, and because I hurt that knee, I had to offload back onto the bad hip. And as the knee's healing and I'm doing PT for it, the hip's getting worse, and it's getting worse. Now months have passed. It's now like into September and October, and I'm in so much pain. There are times where someone just can graze my skin and everything hurts in my hip. Like I can feel it in my adductors. It was horrid. And I didn't know what was happening. And the pain went from just bursitis pain to me feeling it everywhere else, including like in the crease of your groin, just under my buttocks, if you went real deep in there towards, again, the hip joint. And my PT, who I love, she was like, you should go see this guy I know. So I went to see him. Now, she probably has a better experience with him than I had, and I did explain to her that my experience was bad. Not only was he very dismissive and didn't like to listen, he wanted yes or no answers only. He basically looked at the MRI we got the information from it, because we did get the MRI. Now, I had in my spine alone a herniated disc that I knew was there from 2 years ago, 2 bulging discs I had no clue about, pars defect that I've had since I was a child, which is a spinal fracture. My spinous processes are fractured, I believe. And there was light bursitis in the hip. Now, I had been trying to tell him, like, that's not really where I feel the pain anymore. Like, it's not, because it had been getting better. The bursitis pain had been getting better, but the other pains were not. They were not getting better. They were getting worse. So he's like, well, let's do an injection. So we do an injection. Now, here's the thing. If that was where things kind of, like at that point, he should have, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know how to help you. I would have preferred that, even though I would have still sucked. But everything went wrong up to the point of the injection. And, well, I'm not going to go over all of it. You can go back to the video if you want to see it. He basically tells me, your pain doesn't match the MRI. Now, as any woman who has health issues, we all know that's the start of dismissal. Because if you do any kind of Googling, if you do any kind of research, there's really bad sexism in the health industry, and there's a lot of gaslighting of women in the health industry, because so little testing until more modern time recently was like testing of pain or medicine in general done on actual women. It was done on like men and male mice. And so we are often always excused as it's your hormones, it's your emotions, it's this, it's your period, and they don't care. And so that was a problem that I was about to face, because he then follows up with, your pain doesn't match the MRI. In my personal professional opinion, you just need internal pelvic floor PT. And anyone who knows anything about health would be like, what? Why? What does that have to do with anything? It doesn't. He took some yes and no questions about sex that he didn't let me explain the answers to because he never let me, and assumed that my pelvic floor needs work. Well, here's the thing. My friend is a PT specialist. I did talk with her, and after going over a number of things, my pelvic floor is actually, I have good control of it. Also, during my PT prior, when my back wasn't firing, she said, flex your pelvic floor, let's get it to fire. So I flexed my pelvic floor and it would fire. So I can control it. I can relax it. I can tense it. That was not part of the problem. But also, that's not my goddamn hip. That's not my hip. If I had like a mysterious back pain, I might give it to him, but this is my hip. This is my hip from the groin, at times, shooting pain down to my knee. And it's in motion. It's not like it just hurts like sitting right now, I'm pretty good. But if I had to unbend my leg right now to put it back down and get up, it's gonna hurt. So I left that day after the injection, after his little sexist little dismissal. And I'm still mad about it. And I'll probably be mad about it for a long time. But I'm gonna smile and just like say, fuck him, I'll figure it out on my own with some other people. I got a new PCP. And I went to him, and when I'm telling the nurse about it, because I need a new doctor for the hip, she just goes, you run from him? Because she knew that he was full of shit. The doctor comes in, and I tell him the same thing, because he asked about it, and I said, he's like, why? Why would he want that? That's not going to help you. That's not anything to do with the pain that you're describing. Why would he? And I was like, because apparently he thinks he's going to fix everything. And the doctor's like, yeah, we'll send you to someone else. And so I got a referral to a new person. That's where this is starting. I saw him last week. I had a male friend come with me to be the penis in the room in case I needed someone to speak for me who would be listened to. I got lucky. This doctor is young. And I do have better luck with young doctors as they tend to still be in a state of, I don't know everything yet and I still want to help and I haven't lost my humanity for my patients. And I actually want to believe my patients when they say something is wrong and not just assume, well, fuck it. They must just be emotional. But he does so many reflex tests on me, and he's checking the pain and he's asking all these questions. And he's the first doctor I've ever seen when I go back in and look at the aftercare summary on my chart that it actually matches what I said, which was, oh my God, that's a first. But he says, you're not going to like what I'm about to tell you. And I was like, no, I probably won't. He's like, I don't know what's wrong with you. And I was like, well, I expected that. He was like, but you're clearly in pain. And there's clearly something wrong. Swap that. He said, what he said was, you're clearly not all right and you're clearly in pain. Yeah, I get things mixed up. And he said, so let's do some diagnostics. We're going to get you an x-ray today. And then let's do a lidocaine shot directly into the joint. We'll see what happens. And I'm like, this is better than nothing. Like, I don't know exactly what this will all do, but the x-ray, unfortunately, came back with nothing. Also nothing. And it's driving me insane because I know there's something wrong. Now, there's a chance, though I do believe small, that all the injury in my spine is causing something to go down to my hip. But a lot of the symptoms don't work with that. So if it was just like, hey, your muscles hurt, you have this pain that you can, I get that. But what I have is, I can feel it in the joint. And so the bursitis is still an issue too. Like all those muscles around it are still sensitive and tender and they hurt when I move. But my joint is rubbing. And I know it's rubbing. And it might be because all these muscles are so tight that I'm slightly getting pulled askew. Which, cool. But I can feel it. We have something called a soft or hard stop in like massage, and that may be in medical too. I don't know. I've never heard him use it. But for like instance, when a soft stop, when we're like bending someone in massage, it's like if we bring your arm in Muscle's hitting muscle and you're stopping because you can't push past that. But it doesn't really hurt. It's just, you know you're there. When you extend your arm and these two bones come together, that's called a hard stop. And if you keep trying to push that, it's going to hurt because you're going to feel those bones start pushing. That's what I feel in my hip when I twist it. Because the left leg can twist in and the muscles will go, yeah, that's far enough. We can't really pull any further than that. When I do this one, so this one will be like in this, and I'll turn this one, it'll stop here and go, nope, there's pain. There's a hard stop here and we're not going past that. And there's times when I have to straighten the leg to get up and I can feel it. I can feel like the rubbing sensation. And I have similar sensations in my knees because I don't have much cartilage, the bone's on bone. It's not grinding. It's not popping a lot. It does pop. I think I have enough videos online of it popping when I stand up to go to the restroom. But it's rubbing. And I don't think we're at a stage yet where there is enough damage to see. But I have a feeling that down the road, that if we don't find another answer to this, there's going to be damage. And the thing is, I'm stubborn. I am so fucking stubborn sometimes. Because if they tell me, we don't know, we can't help, or you're probably fine and blah, blah, I'm going to do everything I shouldn't be doing. I'm going to work out. I'm going to, run and jump and play and do, I'm going to be a 5-year-old again. Not literally, because I think I fell and broke my spine when I was 5. Let's not go that far. But like, I have a rower. I have my M6. I have the recumbent bike. I'm going to start using them all, despite the pain. Because if this is what I think it is, and it's going to become arthritic later, because it's going to continue to rub and wear down whatever the cartilage and the protectiveness around it, may as well have it done early. May as well push it to the point that it's so obvious now that they have to fix it. Because if they say, they say, oh, it's so bad, we have to replace your hip. Cool, let's do that when I'm in my 30s and not when I'm in my late 40s. If I just continue to, and I don't want to give up my life any more than I already have. I don't want to sit here and be upset that I can't work out, that I can't go out with my dog because I'm trying to protect this hip. Because if they tell me I'm fine, there's no reason I shouldn't in my head. Like, the reason I shouldn't is because I'm in pain. But the reason I should is because they're saying that I'm not. Or at least that there's that no harm is being done. So if it's not harmful besides pain, then I should be allowed to do it. I know I'm stubborn and I know that's a stupid idea, but I don't want to sit here and not enjoy my life either. Like, I want to, because I have had it's been boring and I want to work out. I want to exercise. I want to do things. And I have so many injuries. Oh, and I'm going to start PT again on the 11th. So the 11th, in the morning of the 11th, I get a shot to numb everything. Then at 2, I get to go to my first PT session. And here's the thing. I don't think PT is going to help because he did suggest I go back to PT and I'm going to do it. But here's the thing. I've had PT for my back and I've had PT for my hip and my knee. Nothing has helped that hip. Nothing has helped that hip. And some of the reasons for that is, one, I can't do squats because I have bad knees. So a lot of knee stuff is out. I have a complex issue here, and so I can't put a lot of pressure or have this arm raised. So planks and other leaning on this shoulder, out. My back, as I mentioned, pretty damaged. So there's a lot I can't do with that either. So I'm so limited in what I can do in PT. And half of the stuff I can do is causing more intense pain and they don't want me to do it if it's causing that. That I'm kind of just okay, so I'm going to go back to PT to probably not do PT. But hey, I'll do it. I'll do what they want if they continue to do diagnostics and checks on me to see if we can find the problem. Because this is getting ridiculous. And I'm just tired. I just want to cry sometimes. Because it just sucks. It sucks a lot. Because it's bad enough when you're in pain. It's worse when you're in pain and no one knows why. And if it was both my hips or throughout my body, I'd say, okay, this could be something maybe a little more obvious, but it's so isolated. And then with nothing showing up, I don't know. Because the only, I think, scan we can do next is another MRI, but this time with injection, because I didn't get the injection the first time. So, meh. But anyway, I think that's all I'll kind of say about that for now. I'll probably update later this week after I've had okay, that was a leg getting strained. After I've had the injection and after I've had a few days to see what changes and what the doctor says. And I'll go from there. And maybe you'll come along for the journey. Who knows? Okay. With that, I gotta go because I also want to go play a game today because a friend gave me Slay the Princess, and apparently it's pretty popular, so I want to play it. All right. So thank you for putting up with my complaining and whining and bitching and moaning about my hip, and hopefully I'll have some better news in the future about it, even if it's just, well, I'm dying. At this point, I'm like, tell me I have cancer, and I will accept that, because at least then I know why. All right. Bye, guys.